Welcome to my first replay with commentary. I am a full-time sailing coach, and I play too much League of Legends on the side. I am a dirty Shaco main, and I think that this replay really illustrates my decision-making process and why I do what I do in-game to try and carry as hard as I can. So, there's plenty of different box starts with Shaco. What camps you can put it at, and that depends on what route you want to go and who you want to gank, so what lanes you think are good to gank. Ornn, if I'm going to gank him, it's better to do it early, just because he's so tanky. For an Echo lane, I think it's better to gank him late, just because if Echo plays really forward, Mal's is going to back off. The further goes, I mean, Mal's is hard once he hits 6, but there's ways to play around that. Bottom lane, there's two immobile carries, Zyra and Jinx. They're both good targets. They're both squishy. They both put out a lot of damage. They're both good to take out.
Who's there?
They're good to gank anytime. Hecarim, I shouldn't have any problems if I end up 1v1ing him, but I think that 1v1ing in the current meta, the 1v1ing the enemy jungler is not very productive. So I put 2 boxes at Wolves, 1 at Gromp, 1 at Blue for the start. Use my E to trigger Gromp. Sometimes I'll try to let Gromp hit my box once there, and then take aggros, so that my box gets more damage off. I take a little more damage, but I think it's worth it. Health really isn't an issue. I start with Hunter's Machete and 3 pots. It's not as efficient in the long run, but I build for the early engages. And, you know, if there's 2 junglers who are equal and they meet level 1, not level 1, but before their first back, the one who buys 3 pots is going to win. That's the entire reason why I do it. And with Shaco, you don't, like, I usually don't use any pots on my first clear. I do if I want to keep ganking. I use my first smite on this camp on Raptors. Pour it over the wall in case of an invade, which you don't really suspect. Hecarim's ganking top right now. Trying to get as many backstab procs. This Hecarim ends up camping the kill a lot, and that does give them advantage. I don't think it's the best strategy. Keeping kill down is a good strategy, but she's still able to CS. Getting Ornn ahead is good, but him surviving longer does help in team fights, but we have people that can get on their backline. Ornn is not going to be a target. I think gold would be more effective on other people on their team than Ornn if you're going to get anyone ahead. So here, I see a gank opportunity. I can do that Q a little bit better. It wasn't perfect. This gank is brutal because she just barely doesn't make it out of it. They almost made it out. I think if Zyra had exhausted Quinn instead of me, I wasn't in auto attack range, so she only reduced my E damage there. Who got that kill even? So putting my box there allows us to possibly, while the tower is shooting, it allows us to potentially move in range and get an extra attack off before tower switches aggro to us. And again, my wolf just spawned, so I'm going straight to that. And if you see, I haven't used a single health pot yet. I ganked twice. That isn't always the case. There are times when I end up using a bunch of health pots. Oh, she stays? Why does she stay? She saw him. No, she's doing that. Scuttle is interesting. Like, Hecarim has 2 camps up here, and if he was going to gank top, that'd be one thing. She warded he was seeing vision. But I think time is better spent doing camps. So I just did Gromp. On my first clear, I did Gromp, then Blue, then Raptors. And so now I buy, and look, Raptors just spawned. So that's where I'm going next is Raptors. I really try to keep clearing my camps as often as possible. It's almost worth it more than ganking. I feel so much more powerful in games where I farm more than when I gank a lot. The point of ganking is not to get ahead. The point of ganking is to shut someone on the other team down. Or create map pressure for an objective. If you notice, I took ganks because they're available. I didn't force any ganks. I think forcing ganks is a huge waste of time, and time is the biggest resource in this game. Oof. That was rough. He had 6 first. I like Tiamat as a first buy. See, I bought Tiamat, Control Ward. I'm using 1 pot because I'm looking to do Dragon. I'm gonna go back a little bit because we didn't have Vision of Hecarim at all. So it's a little risky of me, I think. I don't remember, for some reason, I think I remember seeing where Hecarim was at some point, and then deciding to do Baron, or Dragon, because I predicted that he'd either be on the other side of the jungle or back. Yeah, he'd be on the other side of the jungle. The blue spawning soon. So maybe I just assumed he'd be doing blue, and that we'd be there first, because enemy bottom's pushing to tower. I'm Shaco with ult, so I'm going to do this really quickly and with my bottom lane. And it is a little bit close. So see the box? I could have timed that more perfectly. I cancelled Malice's ult with that box. We lose 1. And in general, losing 1 I think is not worth a dragon, especially a Cloud Drake. Like, Cloud Drakes are useful, they're good for rotations, they're good for ganks, and they're really good on Shaco because the more out of combat move speed you have, the easier it is to get on someone. But I think it's not worth the pressure loss from a kill, and while you're doing dragon, if the enemy team's farming, which lots of times they're just standing around waiting to contest. But if the enemy team's farming and you lose a kill, then that's a lot of gold lost for your team. And you notice that we are behind in gold right now. We're behind 1 kill, we're a little bit behind in gold. Again, I'm clearing my camps. I'm doing the 2 small camps here because buffs are useful for 2 reasons. For having the extra stats while ganking, and for experience. Now, the small camps, the level that the small camps are is decided when the small camp spawns. The level of blue and red, and Baron and Dragon, is decided based on the level of everyone in the game. She need to ult there before he ulted. That was a good gank. So my build style and my play style is, oh, this is my news here. I sent my clone away to mess with him. And this skin is the hardest, I think, to tell the clones apart. It's the color of the daggers and the color of the little things on his shoulder, I think. Which is stupid. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so my build style and my play style is around most... So, at Shaco, you have a slow built into your kit. When your E is off cooldown, it slows. it slows on hit, but you know there's so many mobility spells in this game that you can't reliably stick to someone. So I like to build, and I learned this from Chinese Jester. He has some really good guides that if you're interested in playing Shaco more, or if you're frustrated playing against Shacos a lot, you should check out Chinese Jester's guides. Your only reliable damage, if you jump onto a squishy target mid to late game, is you jump in. Your best combo for damage is sometimes you have to hold onto your ult to dodge things, but if you don't have to, then you Q in, you ult while stealth, you auto attack, so you get one auto attack with you, one auto attack with your clone, Tiamat, E. That's the only damage that is reliable in Shaco's kit. I build Shaco for the most damage on that first auto attack and the E and that electrocute proc. Hecarim tries to invade my jungle here because, you know, we don't have pressure top, but I clear my camps really well, so he's unable to find them. And he's trying to invade me, and 3 of his camps are sitting here up. If you look at his CS, I have 80 CS, he has 53 CS. And actually, it might be, at some point, I'm the highest level in the game. I think I hit level 9 before anyone else. And we are still behind in gold, we're still behind in kills, but their gold is on Ornn. Hecarim has kills, but he's down in farm for me, so he has less gold than me, less experience. Our mid's ahead, our 80 carry, pretty even if you match the gold and the CS. Though she has calls, so if she doesn't die, then she'll be ahead. Why would she buy call? Did she start call? No, she started. Whatchamacallit? So I'm looking for another gank opportunity here in playing jungle. You notice, like, I have 2 kills, 2 assists, but I haven't ganked that much. I haven't forced ganks. When I gank, I don't overcommit. This Quinn is very good at following up and positioning. I tried to ult there to dodge Zyra's ult, but I mistimed it. I think I hit mid again. You'll notice this, like, these are ganks of convenience. Sometimes you have to really force gank setups. But that was my Scorch that finished him off. That rune has gotten me way more kills than... So here, I hesitate, and I shouldn't have hesitated. Oh, Kayle was threatening to go AFK. Not threatening, but she's feeling really frustrated. Hecarim's been camping her hard, and she hasn't been, she is keeping up. What I told her was that she was keeping up with CS, so she's going to be relevant, even though she's died a lot. And I think that positivity helped turn this game around too. If I hadn't been focusing on Kayle there, I should have done Dragon. I should have just soloed it. We knew 2 were top. Our bottom lane's ahead of their bottom lane. I could have told them to pressure and just let me solo it. My ult, I'm pretty sure, was up or almost up. Me and Echo could have easily done Dragon there. But I go clear my jungle. Yeah, I think I'm still talking with Kayle here, so my mind isn't 100% focused. They spot him? I think they spot him here. Oh, besides being enemies. So yeah, we have that ward up blue. farming up. Let's speed up a little bit here. Don't want to miss anything. So I think this is where, yeah, the teleport comes in, and I should have responded right away. I ended up... I thought they would be able to back out, but Kale teleports into... my auto attack is cancelled there by the fear, and I walk right into the trap. I should have been there earlier. So I'm mostly trying to have presence here. I think that we're at a disadvantage in this fight, and I want them to be scared of me. Now, Malzahar, his mistake was right there. It's obvious that that's my clone. He shouldn't have used a spell on it. Now that spell's on cooldown. And Echo's here in a good spot, ready to all in. So I'm able to burst him before Malzahar reacts and ults. Again, I build for that auto Tiamat E to do the most damage possible. Hecarim was already low on health. Did I ignite too? I forget if I ignited. No, I didn't. Sometimes Tiamat procs electrocute and sometimes it doesn't. I didn't have to ignite there, but I wanted to make sure he died. And I just back off here. I'm low health. Even though she's out of mana, it just takes one misposition for me to be taken out. We're heading gold now after that fight. That was really... This Echo played really well this entire game.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright. So they do dragon. Again, I'm just clearing my jungle. I put the small camp first. I don't see this. I don't see them going to do dragon.
Red team has slain the dragon.
None of us do. But I don't know if it was worth it for them. Like, we're able to... Kale's pushing top solo. She was behind, and they're letting her farm up. The point of ganking someone repeatedly is to shut them down, and this Kale is not shut down. She has 6 deaths, but, you know, she's up a bunch of farm, 40 farm on this Ornn. I think I'm looking to try and do Rift Herald at this point. Yeah, and I think... I don't know if I'm spot on that ward or not. I think we are, because... Yeah, I think no, that's a blue ward. But anyways, so when this Hecarim approaches, when we gain vision of this Hecarim, I look at the health of this, and I'm not sure that I can burst that down before he's in smite range. Even though I out-level him by a lot, that's not a risk that I need to take. So I try to zone him a little bit, smite it before he's in range. I could have smoted a little bit earlier there. And then if I remember right, so I'm trying to peel. Like, Echo dives, gets the kill, but I know Kale's died a bunch. I don't know how well she's going to play this fight. I managed to peel her wall and dodge the Zyra ult there. Everyone plays this really well. Use my boxes to peel, and I'm looking to switch aggro onto Mal's here. So I get my E off of him while I'm auto-attacking the Ornn. And everyone played this really well. The Kale might not have laned well, but that doesn't mean that, you know, everyone has their strengths. These people are all in the same MMR as me. I just used the Rift Herald right away. It's useful now. No point in holding on to it. Also, I can't use my trinket if I use it either. If I could use my trinket, I might consider doing it. I just got wrecked. Quinn. So yeah, we just push it down and we see how far we can get with it. And these guys fighting bottom lane while we're here, I guess Hecarim has to go in to be useful. Again, we lose kill there for pushing too hard. We get a little bit of damage on the tower. I'm tempted to engage here, but it's not worth it. I have a bounty on my head. I have no deaths, so when I die, it's going to give them gold, a burst of gold. So it wouldn't be worth it. If I were to try and go in there, no, we got caught. If I were to try to go in there, it would be after Hecarim's E ran out. But the thing is, like, I don't know the state of his ult. All he has to do is, if I show, he just presses R on me, and then he could definitely burst me there. And I can see, no, his ult wasn't up, but I didn't know that. Even without his ult, he probably could have killed me. So they spot me there. Hecarim was trying to see if he could steal my raptors. And even though I'm tempted to go in, there's more value in me just showing a threat, wasting their time, getting them to back off. So I don't, again, like I figured this Hecarim, everyone's going back on their team. They just got a bunch of gold. They should be looking to go back. Me keeping them here after I bought is a good thing, but I don't have the confidence. I don't know where they are. And I know that, you know, I'm the biggest threat on my team. I have the most gold, and I'm acting aggressive, so they're going to respond to that, and they did respond to that. Leona plays more ham here than I would like. I think if we had Quinn, this would have gone a lot better. I can burst Jinx right away. I think if this Quinn had responded, like, he should have ulted as soon as we started to go in. You know, he's able to get this cleanup kill. That was not worth it. I went too ham. Leona went too ham. And even if Quinn had showed up, it wasn't a sure thing. It was still a low probability play. If we had one more person, one of these guys, then it would have been a good play, but they were being useful shoving top lane. Alright, so my team's shoving. I'm probably split here between getting my buffs and joining them, but a fight breaks out, so I have to just run straight to them. And my team should be, you know, if our camps are up, if our buffs are up, we should clear those before going to fight. I should have just E'd Mal's there. I shouldn't have autoed him. An E would have killed him. And I would have been able to get onto these guys faster. So I finish off Ornn. I ult there because Jinx is going to auto me. So I'm pretty much canceling one of her autos. I would be tempted. I know I can burst Zyra, but I misplay it and I'm dead instantly, so that's not worth it to me. I know Zyra's the only one alive, and I had my Duskblade vision up. I know this pink is here, so I go to clear it. Tempted to clear their jungle right now, but I just opt for Scuttle since Dragon's up. I pinged my team to be there, and they were on their way, so. No one cleared that blue ward, including me. So what I'm thinking right now is that we should be clearing our jungle. These buffs have been up for a long time. Instead, my team is just looking for a fight. They're wandering through their jungle. We should clear jungle, shove side lanes out, then look to apply pressure, and then look to fight. If we apply pressure, we can, you know, we have more map pressure right now. We have more gold than them. That's the way to convert into a win. Oh, he messes up his ult there. Didn't realize that. But this fight starts to break out, and I don't respect their ults. I clump with my teammate, I just go in, and I'm caught out. We lose this fight, we get womboed, we get wrapped. Again, the big reasons we lost this fight. If he'd been just a little bit later to flash over the wall, he would have gotten the stun and the shield. It was a good try. Oh, that was a waste of a flash. So I'm going to switch vision here. So we just died. They were all bottom side of the map. We spot them in this ward. I just sort of assumed they were going to clear mid. As I was rotating to... I don't really think of anything of it. I'm trying to get my team to like clear the jungle with me, take the buffs before we fight. And we don't have vision on Baron, but I don't think they're rushing it. Just because they were all bottom side, I didn't think they could. And if we had gotten vision in time, we did have time to get vision. We could have realized it was a play they could make, but we didn't. Queen goes bottom, Echo goes mid, and I could have gotten vision there. And the Ornn misreads the Hecarim, misreads the play, and that's the reason why we get that kill. We got lucky, eliminating one person with Baron. So I know they just backed, so I was pretty confident that no one was right in that bush, but you know, that was a little bit risky to get my box there. I mean, I can just Q away, but if like Mal's is there, he holds me. Could be death. I was also tempted to take some of the chickens, but didn't feel confident in it. So we're looking, while they have Baron, we're just looking to shove out and to make it so they have to waste Baron. They aren't timing their backs well. Again, Ornn died, so they lost pressure because he was dead. And we're able to keep waves cleared for now and keep them pushed in. Grim's coming to flank here. He's coming for me. We get out. They weren't coordinated on that. They weren't all ready to engage when they started to fight. You noticed I was looking to back off then. If they had, with their rotations, I knew that they couldn't engage, which is why we were playing so forward. This Quinn. This is a big beauty. Yeah. So again, with Quinn dead, we just look to create map pressure. By shoving bottom, we force teleport, and they're not grouped again. They're not pushing as a group. So you know, so they're not near any of our towers right now. How much of Baron is gone? So we're at about a third of Baron left. And they haven't pushed a single objective because their backs haven't been coordinated, and because they haven't been coordinated. I managed to get this catch on Jinx here. I just ignite there because you never know what cooldown they had. She actually had flash and heal. Oh wow, she could have gotten out of that. Yeah, so I should have ignited right away. I thought. Yeah, I should have ignited right away. So that's a matter of knowing my damage versus hers. Right now, again, I'm building for most damage on that first attack. I build my next item based on what the enemy's building. Right now, Jinx doesn't have any extra armor. Jinx is my target. Mal's doesn't have any extra armor. He's my target. Syra has armor, but she's low level. She's a target, but she's not the priority target. She does put out a good amount of damage. So I'm back. They don't burst. Echo and oh, they get him eventually. So I see Jinx split off from the group here, and I get the slow on her. She's scared of me because I've killed her. She should have flashed towards her team. Again, I position my clone where my clone's a better target for her, so that she hits my clone with the slow. I'm able to catch up to her. If you look, it wasn't that many autos that I did, so I'm looking to possibly turn on someone here. And I knew Mouse's ult was down, but that was a little bit too risky. You know, I barely got any damage off on them. I knew they were nearby. If this Kale didn't die, I probably would have here. I might have been able to get away from Hecarim by queuing in a random direction, but we don't know. We don't know that for sure. And Kale's been splitting super hard. She's the most farm in the game. Even though she has 10 deaths, she's stayed relevant. When she's in a fight, she'll be very useful. I can't do anything here. I just slow them down a little bit with my box. What I'm looking for here is if they don't all back together, then I'm looking for a pick. Again, just slowing them down, trying to prevent as much damage on the tower as possible. Now since an off on me, and I assume his ult's up by now. He might have ulted me if it was up. It isn't up yet, but I didn't know that at the time. So I'm not even worrying about a fight. And because they all backed off together is why I didn't worry about this fight. And you know, my team goes in when they're grouped. So I just go behind them. I'm sort of not sure what to do here. I'm not sure how much vision they had on me. And I ult first so that he ults my clone. That really only works once a game. Sorry, I just queued behind him there. Yeah, different build would do more damage against the tanks, but that's not what I'm building for. I can only guarantee, you know, 2 autos, Tiamat, and E for my damage. Put my box so I can approach faster without using my Q. My Q's a higher mana cost. I'm a little bit worried about Hecarim. I do a lot of damage. I was tempted to go back in there. Kale's able to clean up though, while they chase us. If she had switched aggro to Kale, then I might have tried that to go back in. So I'm just clearing their jungle while I'm there. It's much more efficient for pathing. I'm B. We have an advantage. We have a lot of gold now. We should all be B. I back off a little bit to try and avoid the plant vision as I see it coming. Do I have Duskblade right now? No, I don't have Duskblade. Let's see. This mouse is really good at choosing targets, which clone is right. And you know, we had the number advantage, but we didn't have vision on everyone at the start of the fight. And we get 2 of them for 1, and Echo just did that to scare them off. So you know, we could say it's worth, but I think with the lead we have, I think we could have gotten a better advantage out of that map wide rather than choosing that engage. And I was the one who led that engage. That was my fault. We're there, walk through bushes, so you can clear wards. Switching directly for a bit, and I'll talk about build path. So I start with Hunter's Machete, 3 pots, yellow trinket. First back I switch out to red trinket, and I'm looking at either Tiamat, boots, Mobies, some combination of those items. And the combination depends on what I'm doing. So they could have seen that we started Baron there if they were paying attention. I know that we can 2-man Baron because I'm fed and Phil puts out a lot of damage. So with this fight, they should be able to win this fight because they have the number advantage, and because I have the most gold on team. So they try to commit hard because I don't think they played that well at all. I don't know if there was an opportunity for them to engage hard, but they just needed to take it then to have some advantage in the map, because at this point they just wasted their time and tried to back, but we were able to rotate to them. Thanks got a GA, which was smart of her, which means that I should sell one of my items for, yeah. So I bought a Zeal. I wasn't sure about buying that Zeal. I should have bought the Lord Dominus Regards, started going towards that with Jinx buying GA, which gives armor. And this ends up being game. Yeah, we have this big wave with supers and Baron here, and my team decides to push bottom, but I end the game. Hope that all of you enjoyed this replay analysis. Here I'm pressing tab so you can see my build, and my build this game wasn't ideal. If I could do it again, I would do it differently, but that's not the focus of this video. So yeah, hope you all got something out of this.